Let me start with a story of a lady who was sexually assaulted at a spa in Lagos. The spa is alleged by BN the Big Brother Naija.
Chloe. Yeah, Chloe.
Sorry. Okay, so this lady wanted a sweet surprise for her sister on her birthday, but she got sexually assaulted while having a massage. So she said the guy doing the massage had put his fingers in her V. You understand? And the guy said since she didn't complain or make any complaint, that he thought, well,
did he actually say that?
Yes, that's
the update now.
That's the update. No, the update is actually that he has been relieved of his duties.
So at what point did he say he did that because she did not? Is that an assumption, or he actually said it?
He did not request. He did not ask if he was to do that to her. He just went along and did it, but she didn't complain.
She didn't decline.
The gesture from him, and
there was a time that Chloe responded to the claim that these things happen in massage. You understand? So the guy must have thought, well, she's not complaining. Let me just go ahead with it.
She was asking the lady that, did you complain when? What did the lady say when Chloe asked her that? Because the audio I saw, it ended right after the question. Like I didn't hear the lady's response.
Yeah, at the point where Chloe said these things actually happen. From all the clips I saw on social media, there was no part that the lady responded to that statement.
And she was the one that put out the audio, so maybe she intentionally cut out her
response,
she said.
and all that.
All right.
But, in line with what you were saying, earlier when we spoke about it, you say that on no condition should someone who's a misuse actually touch someone inappropriately and assume that they were going to like it.
Yes.
Now, where I find really crazy and suspicious here is, while she was being touched,
why didn't she say anything? Why didn't you? Why did you disrupt the process?
The whole entire she just they say he put her hands in her vajayjay. And that's a very sensitive part.
That's a sensitive part.
So once you put your hands in a woman's vajayjay, the vajayjay doesn't know whether you declined or not. It starts to respond to touch.
Your vajayjay, your hand had no business being in the vajayjay.
I'm saying with respect to her not declining or not disrupting the entire process.
I mean, I will call her out on that too. If you found it outrageous, your reaction should have said so. You shouldn't have just lain there as if you didn't have life in you. Yes, it's not like you were gagged or bound or they tied your hand and you couldn't talk, and then you allow it all to finish. When it is over, you now come and go to the other room and say, I've been sexually assaulted.
I would say it must have been a very raunchy experience for the lady to have allowed it. Yes.
Did you hear the disgust in her voice when she was talking about it?
Anybody can act that disgust post the experience. The experience.
You see, I will also fault her for not saying. Even people who are being raped, they fight back.
Yes.
Not to talk of you. People who are being overpowered, they fight. Not to talk of you that your hands are free, your mouth was
because
stayed there, and then all of a sudden it's now. I mean, it is things like it is sexual assault, really. The fact that she didn't give her consent and the guy assumed it is assault.
Absolutely.
But it is people like this who keep quiet and allow it happen when they could have spoken out, that make it difficult for other people who when they
got to the police station, the police were actually asking her, as young as she, I don't know her age, she didn't show a picture.
They had no business asking her what she was doing in the massage house. Someone brings a prank to you. What is your business with? How old are you to be going to a massage?
Police. When I saw that part of the whole episode, I just hissed and said, that's typical of Nigeria police. That's a discussion for some other day. But hey, let's see if there are developments from this story. But one essential one
is that the guy has been relieved of his duties.
So I said that's
and Chloe said she was going to go on with an internal investigation
probably to see if stuff like this has been happening, before now.
They would need for other people to speak up.
So wait.
You said they would need for other people to speak up. A lady actually wrote a comment that before she mentioned the name of the spa, she already knew the spa. So it means people have been actually being
on the down low complaining about that.
No, they might not be complaining, because at the end of the day they enjoyed it. They might not be complaining, but they know the spa.
You see, it's a very dicey situation, Charity.
Right.
To have enjoyed something that you did not stop while it was happening, and you're coming much later to say that you were inappropriately touched.
Right.
Do you get the point?
I agree. I agree completely. I think the lady should have stopped it in the process. She was not drugged. She was not hypnotized. She was not gagged. Her hands were not bound. Like, why didn't you stop? Before you go on to social media, you're supposed to start the protest right there on that table with the guy. You don't wait. I mean, I don't understand that part of it.
I think
the same way that I do not think the guy should have taken any liberties with her. You cannot assume because a person is enjoying it. They're not saying no. She paid for a normal massage. It was not an erotic massage. You're supposed to deliver based on what your client asked for, nothing extra. But then again, in the world of massages, like Chloe was saying,
these things happen.
So,
wow. Okay, let's move on from that story.
Next up is Isaac Fayose, the younger brother of the former governor of Ekiti State, lectures Nigerians about competence and integrity. So he said a video circulated the social media where Cubana chief priest was seen kneeling down to greet the vice president, Kashim Shettima. So he compared Cubana chief priest with Sheyi Vodi. Sheyi Vodi is a fashion designer, an entrepreneur in Abuja, and he has clientele of
celebrity stylist.
Is a celebrity stylist, including the president and the vice president. So he said if the vice president should come to Sheyi Vodi's office, Sheyi Vodi is going to handshake him, not kneel down.
How sure was he about that?
Yeah, there were videos. There used to be videos when Kashim Shettima would go to Sheyi Vodi's office, and he's a regular customer there. Yeah.
Okay. So how does this relate to?
So he was saying Sheyi Vodi has track records that Sheyi Vodi is not the kind of person that will be kneeling down to the powers that be.
I do not see the basis for the comparison, really.
Especially with integrity.
Yes, I don't see how that. I mean, it's something I could do out of my own volition.
Exactly. People show respect in different ways.
So if I chose to kneel down,
yes, it has